Moving on to the next match, it was the first of our 4 main events. We had the Beast, Brock Lesnar, taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Claim Your Kingdom. Bro,
that was amazing to be in a stadium and hear that first riff of Brock Lesnar's theme song.
Yes,
that was one of the coolest moments I've had in wrestling. I've never seen Brock, and it was just the beginning of that song. You're like, oh, here we go. It was awesome.
He's a massive man too. I mean, even from our seats, that is not a human being.
Do you remember what I said to you in the crowd when he was walking down the ramp?
Yeah.
There's no way that guy is the same species as us. There's no way.
Nope. Absolutely not.
It's something Pat McAfee says. If the aliens came down yesterday and said, "Show me the alpha male of your species," I would point them towards Brock Lesnar. That man is different.
Yeah, he is. And yes, it was really cool to hear that initial guitar riff for Lesnar. But Cody's entrance,
the whoa,
with 59,000 other people, that whoa. Seriously, if you have not experienced a Cody Rhodes entrance in person live and getting to do that along with the crowd like that, it's almost indescribable. I mean, I think that's the only way I can think about it is it's so surreal and almost an out of body experience. And what's wilder is in the times that his music hit, from start to finish, we did that probably 5 or 6 times, and it did not let up any time that it came back around. And I mean, enough about the entrance, but the match itself, loved the story about this. Brock basically just playing with his food and trying to just beg him to stay down. Just take the count out, no shame, move on. Cody came back with everything. I mean, it was the ultimate babyface match. That is another one of those. When we think about the second act of Cody's career, we're going to think about Hell in a Cell, and we're going to think about this. And I would like to point out, because I did not put this video out on social media yet. We know that we both kind of saw Cody win in this match. The end of the match was the real treat, though. Now, Chris, if you would you mind explaining to our listeners what it was that was discussed between you and I at dinner before we walked into the stadium?
All right, guys. Eric got his one right for the, however long we've been doing this so far. Eric did predict that at the end, Brock and Cody would shake hands, and I told him he was full of it. I said, "There's no way I wouldn't shake Brock's hand." And what the hell happened? They shook hands, and Brock endorsed Cody, which was unscripted. So
yes,
you have an ear, I guess. I guess you and Brock were talking before the show, which you and I need to talk about a little bit more. Let's get him on for an interview then.
That'd actually be a really fun interview.
But overall, I really enjoyed this match. Live, it was, he kept throwing him out. He kept throwing him out. You could feel it building in the crowd. Like Cody's just keep getting in. He keeps getting in. He keeps getting in. And then that climax, the F5 turned into 3 crossroads. He finally got him. That was a great moment to finish. And then we don't know what's going to happen. And they're both sticking around in the ring. And you're like, oh, what's going to happen here? And then you see him shake hands, and Brock raises his hand. The crowd goes insane. It was a moment to be had. On the watch back, I think this was the best match of the 3 that they had.
Yes.
And I think this one got Cody over the most as that babyface. He's now overcome a couple obstacles to continue that story to move forward. What's next for Cody is going to be very telling, because I don't know what's next. It's not Roman. I don't think it's going to be Rollins. I don't know how they continue to have this placeholder. I don't think it's going to be any more Brock. I don't know how long Brock's going to be away. That's another one when you think of Logan Paul. Like, Brock could be away for much longer, maybe even a Rumble, because he's worked a lot of shows this year already.
Yeah, he's had a very busy year.
And, maybe he skips a Saudi show. I don't know if he skips a payday for a Saudi show, but maybe that's one he skips. Again, I think Cody got over. Cody was probably the second most over guy with the crowd on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's
close.
It's tough. It's tough between him and Knight. I mean, it's
Close.
They're neck and neck.
I think Cody he was in the top 3 for reactions, of course. I'd have to hear it again live, like go watch it again and kind of see how it came across on TV. But I think Cody was the second biggest crowd pleaser of the night. But yeah, just moving forward, what do you think is next for Cody? Like, who do you think steps up, and then what is next for Brock? Like, because you and I kind of discussed it. Like he's obviously, that Brock doesn't do that. So what does that mean for Brock's career? I don't know if it's the end of it, but it would be a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's still a little too early to say. I mean, I think we all have an idea that Brock Lesnar is a pretty private person. So I don't think we're ever going to get anything like official statement or anything like that. I think that when he just decides that he wants to be done, he's just going to say that he's done. But before I kind of give what's next for them, and we talked about this while we were in the stadium, and myself included, kind of wondering, okay, what's the reasoning behind this match? Why did we get this feud in the first place? And listening to how Cody narrated that entire pre-taped saga, not a single word from Lesnar, even though he did give a promo in the ring a couple of weeks ago. This was more of just Brock Lesnar just wanted to pick a fight with Cody Rhodes, and it's so simple that the fact that it took me 4 months to come up with that reasoning until you see that final match, it's just like that all makes sense. He just wanted, and especially with the handshake at the end, it is kind of the perfect bookend to start with an F5 after WrestleMania, handshake by the end of it. I mean, those are perfect bookends. He just wanted to pick a fight.
Yeah, I think they left it up for us to decide, which is a little bit lazy booking on for me, is to go, well, we'll let the fans decide why they're fighting. I still would have liked a tangible reason why Brock turned on him like that. But I can see the angle of, hey, Brock just wanted to pick a fight and test Cody and see what he was about, and see if this is actually, if this is the guy that can beat Roman. Is this the guy that can do it? Because Brock's like, I can't do it. Are you the guy to do it? But that would have been cool to hear Brock say, right? Instead of us trying to, put that together. I think him saying that would have been, probably the cherry on the top to this feud.
That's fair. I mean, and that's, and when you look at all of the stories told across the night, everyone had its own unique theme. And, again, while I would agree that, we would like to hear Brock say something specifically as to why, I just think that, the simplicity in this particular context was great. But as far as Cody, what's next for him, I don't know. I mean, I think that it would be very easy to plug him back in with Judgment Day. I know that they've kind of got their own thing going on after last night as well, but it's not going to be hard for them to just say, hey, we want to target you too. That's just how they are these days. But
you think Finn maybe?
I would really enjoy that. I myself would enjoy that.
You think they can get another 3 months or so out of that? Because they got to get him into the Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. Especially, I mean, it seems like Judgment Day is probably going to be the faction in War Games this year to some capacity. Whether that's 1 or 2 more people with them. I think that match is for them this year with what's going on with them and how the bloodline has disintegrated, and what and we'll get to kind of what we think is going to happen after what we saw in the main event the other night. But I could see. I mean, it's Dusty's match.
He's got to be in it. I mean, he has to be in it. So that would make logical sense to have the Judgment Day. I don't know if they're going to have anybody join the Judgment Day. It kind of seems like they veered away from that. See what I did there?
Sure.
And he should be in War Games as Veer. They kind of got away from that. Don't you think I didn't see the India Super Show coming up? And he's on the poster.
I know.
He is on the poster.
No, say no more.
He's going to main event. Watch. Him and Rollins.
Okay. All right.
Going off on a tangent. Sorry, guys.
I have this one. Okay.
Going off on a tangent. That's It's all right. We'll come back when I'm right.
Okay. So give me your star rating on this if you have to.
Oh, this one I think this one's easy 4.5, right?
I'm probably gonna go 4.75
because this was my
almost perfect match.
I would say this was my second favorite match of the night. The emotion of the match was good. Cody is the ultimate babyface, and I think we got that through with just how resilient he is and how he just wouldn't give up, and how he is going to. They're going to keep telling the story that he is going to finish the story no matter what. No matter what. And that's getting through the beast. That's getting through what's ever next, getting back to the Rumble, doing it again, and saying, Roman, at WrestleMania, I'm going to beat you this time because the bloodline's not around anymore.
Mm-hmm. And he's also got that. I mean, he said it in his promos with Roman, impossible is kind of my thing. So it may not have worked this time, but that doesn't mean that it won't the next time he gets an opportunity to. I think the only reason that I would not give this 5 stars is for one reason that you and I also went ad nauseum about while we were waiting for this match to start. Color would have taken it over the top. That's just me. It didn't need it in this match, that's for sure. Especially with what we saw afterwards. But that particular, I think that would have been something extra that would have been great.
I think a stipulation would have been fine. Color I would have been okay not getting. A stipulation would have been fine. It didn't make sense that Cody hit him with the stairs, and we kind of had that. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from that match is Cody hit him with the stairs, and they never announced anything of no DQ or no holds barred, anything like that. I think it would have been better if it was a stipulation of you could have done a bull rope match, you could have done a Hell in a Cell, a cage, just something simple. No DQ, anything to make it feel like a much bigger fight. And they didn't do it. And I think that is what ultimately hurt it. But I think, again, overall, the crowd was way into it. I was way into it. You were way into it. We popped on a couple of the near falls and the count outs. At one point I thought maybe Cody was going to get count out. So that's how they got me, was he's just keep doing this and Cody's going to get counted out. And then maybe they'll restart the match or something. But they got me invested in it, and it was a good match. That's my 4.5. That's why the stairs I think was an issue, and then no stipulation was the biggest issue in that match.
Astute take, very astute take, podcast that. Now